with Secretary of State, and you got all your stuff set up, properly. But I was just curious on. We can talk offline, Jeff.
Sure.
Later.
No, I'm happy to. It's just it's been like I said, it's been a year and a half, and it's been a year and a half since I set mine up. But like I think all these different platforms, they're constantly changing the
Yeah.
way they do
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
Stuff that
Did
worked
you
6 months
did you
ago isn't the
YouTube
same
it?
today.
Brian, did you YouTube it?
No, but I've had help. I even got an account specialist with Google, and they're like,
They're not helpful.
a waste of time. It
They'll
seems
tell
like,
you different things. I
they're
know.
it just drive me crazy, with the amount of time you put into it. But
I,
I'll
Have your
jump back into
license?
it.
You have
I'm
your
sorry.
license hung in your office room?
Oh yeah, well you can show them everything. Yeah,
That's
yep.
what I mean. If you have your license hung in your office room and you're doing the video, that at least like one of the obstacles that they look at.
Yeah, no, I went through the whole checklist with them, did all the stuff, and had an outside company do it. And the outside company, I think, messed it up, but it's I let it go for the last 6, 8 months, and it's important to do, for some business stuff that you're doing. So, and it really messes things up when you're trying to, people are Googling you, and we're in, you're looking at Inglewood, for us, Jeff.
yeah.
Instead of Colorado Springs, where we actually are. So it's six one half dozen another. But
Uh,
just a question.
Jeff, and I really don't know if is anybody registered. You know, I'm sure you can register. You might register yourself. I don't know. That might be an issue. But you said you're an LLC. Um, Jeff, do you think there's any difference? I mean, I know there's a tax difference between an LLC and a corporation.
Yep.
Um, so I don't know if that is it. Um,
No,
you know, I
this is a Google thing, but I don't know. I was just kind of curious if anybody else had the difficulty I've had, and it sounds like, others have.
I
So
did. It took me 3 times to get approved.
yeah,
And I'm a PLLC. And so my license, I'm going through the same thing you are. I live in Surprise, but my license is hung in Scottsdale.
right.
And that's like an hour away too. So I always thought like, does that affect my business? I'm not even sure, but yeah, I go through the same thing.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, but
I know
thanks.
you can go in there. Like one of the things you can set all the areas that you work in.
Right.
And so that helps as far as that piece of it. You know what I mean? Even though the license might be up there and the address shows Inglewood, you're still showing Colorado Springs and all these areas down here that we're working. You know, so anyway, but
No, I appreciate that. And the other thing that I wanted to bring up, and I know Tim's been, well, you and Tim have really, I mean, we just posted, what the group did as far as the Freedom Team, as far as the numbers go, 10,000 transactions, and
right.
the amount of volume that we've done as a group. And I think that's another thing that I know we were talking about listings, doing listings and stuff the other day, but I think that we, just as a group, we should leverage that a little bit more against, even independent brokers that might have a team of 15 or 20. Because I know Michelle and I were dealing with that against a Delta broker down there who's big in the area, and we're trying to win a listing down there. And I think, and I don't know if you got any slides on that, Jeff, or
I got
just
something here I can put in.
I mean, we can make it in Canva, I'm sure, but I just think that's a big, kudos to the team, the amount of volume that we've done as a group. And I think that can go a long ways in winning a listing as well, especially if you're up against a team, or, as an individual. I think it just helps,
Mm,
especially if you're newer in the business.
yeah, I mean, I posted. I'll share it right here in the.
I appreciate that. I just,
Let's see, where do I do it?
I
and
agree.
that's,
And it's because of the training we all get here in these sessions, these Zoom calls. I think that's 99% of it. The training is just off the charts.
oh, absolutely.
I mean, that's what I posted, but you know, you could certainly just you can change that up however you want. I mean, I put our pictures on there, the five of us, but you can remove that however you want to do it. But yeah, I think it's good to promote that. I don't know. Those are huge numbers, you know?
Is that, is that a, Sean, so is that, or Tim, or, I mean, are you guys able to go into the back end of our, the back end, you know, our back office and get those numbers for the Freedom Team because of the group? Is that how we were able to do that, or do you have to ask EXP for that?
It is in the back office. When I log in, I can click on organization and see that at any given time.
Now, can
Got
any
it.
of us see that, or just you because it's your organization?
Yeah, just me. And then I shot it over to Jeff, who helped put the post
But I
together.
believe any of us, right? Tim, is that right? In your
In your
mind,
own
EXP, you can go in there and
organization.
see your organization,
Yep.
what it
And
did.
see
We just
yours.
use the numbers for Sean because it's primarily Sean, you know,
Right.
Yep.
those numbers, which we're all a part of, you know?
Okay.
So,
All right. Well, thank you.
yeah.
And that number is actually light. So as an example, I'm on Sean's level 7. So none of my organization is in Sean's number, only me. So you can always say in excess of whatever Sean says, and that's what we're doing. You know, because not all of Kathy, I mean, nobody's entire 7 level is in Sean's 7 level, unless you're on his level 1, then you're still missing level 7. If that makes
Exactly.
sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does make sense. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. It's hard to get a good, accurate number when you get right down to it. It'd be interesting to add yours in, Tim, like what your group did, you know, even to
Well,
add
what about all I mean, we talk about there's over 3,000 agents in the Freedom Team. How many agents is in those numbers?
That's about 1945, probably, in those 7 levels. That's why we were saying for the longest time, we've really had about 3,000 people join. When you really think about it, over the last 7.5 years, we just happen to be showing just under 2,000.
Yeah. But again, you go down to Kathy's whole group and Tim's whole group, and you know,
Yeah.
whatever. I've got people on Levin's. I'm on Sean's level 1, but my level 7 doesn't show up in his numbers. You know,
Exactly.
and so I mean, it's just a mix. It's hard to get you're never gonna get a fully accurate
Yeah.
number on that. But it's a lot of people and it's a lot of volume.
Well, that's enough for a statistical average.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'd worry about it much.
Yeah.
And I think I saw back last time I logged in, we're like at 5.6 transactions on an average for the entire Freedom Team group, or at least the 1940 something, just under 6 transactions on average per agent.
Yeah.
Sean, if do you know what the general world of realtors is versus that for us?
Well, we've heard that our competitors are somewhere between that, like 2 and 3.5, like LPT and all those people. They're under 3.5 transactions. So, and now as a company over here, I think we're at like 6.5. So we're just barely under that. We're like 5.6. But compared to most, and that what you've heard, Tim, when we're on the alpha and beta calls, a lot of them out there average closer to 3 transactions per agent, and we're double that.
Yeah, I personally, just my opinion, I would not use that stat though, because there's individual companies that are much higher than that too, and you're going to be up against that. You know, when I owned the Remax franchise, we were like 13 point something average transactions per agent, and I don't want to say we're 6 if there's a 13 still out there. So I just stay away from
Makes
it.
sense.
And for
Thank
those
you.
of you that want to know, I guess Sean and Jeff primarily. Jeff, you brought it up. I've got 600 million in my organization in year-to-date sales.
Wow.
So there's another. If we were 3.7, you know, that's going to ratchet that up from there.
That's awesome.
I say, you know, in excess of 4 million is probably a good consistent thing we could all say and be accurate.
No, that's really good. I think it does make a difference. I mean, you being one of the 5 founders, I think that's important to even, you know, I don't know, something to be said there for that group that you have underneath you. But it'd be interesting to, of course, some of that 600 million is in, well, no, because it's just you're on his level 7.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
So my personal production is in Sean's number, but my entire organization is not.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Kathy, you got a pretty good size 7, right? At least a couple hundred agents.
Yeah, I think it's 235 on my 7th.
And Sean, my organization is better than yours because we're 7.51 transactions per agent.
There you go.
Like the bumper sticker, my kid's better than your kid.
Mhm.
Tim, when you have a second, would you mind sending me those numbers for you? Just like the number of agents and like the number of transactions and the volume. 'Cause I might add that into that because honestly, like at least for I'm not going to do another slide and post it, but it'd be interesting for me with what I'm doing as far as some presentations talking about our Freedom Team group. It'd be good to have that. I think that's a valid number to add in there. You know, for sure.
Yep, I'll send it to you.
Okay, I appreciate it. So
Would it be easy enough, Jeff, for you to edit that and then
yeah, I could.
post it in the workplace so anybody could grab it if they
Yeah,
wanted to?
an updated slide, yeah. And I could do it where I take the 5 of us, our picture out of there, so it's just more generic for people to use, for sure. So, anyway, yeah, I could do that. It's easy. Very cool.
Thanks for that, by the way.
Yeah. Well, I think last year, everybody's numbers were down. Well, not everybody. Most everybody, at least everybody I'm talking to, their numbers were just down last year. It was just,
Yep.
man, oh man. It was a
Yep.
it was a challenging year for people. I do see I mean, are you guys still getting the sense? I just get the sense that the confidence especially is just back, or coming back, I should say, maybe.
A little, I don't know, the agents I've talked to lately don't seem to have it, but on the lending side, they seem to
Ginger
be
tea.
getting more interest.
Right. We know we had a call from, I mean, some friends of ours. We had no idea that that they're in our system and stuff, but they just reached out to us out of nowhere. I think last Monday, a week ago, and said, "Hey, I think we're ready to look at some stuff." And we went and looked at new builds, and they went under contract last Thursday. So
That's awesome, Jeff.
yeah, no, closing in March. It's kind of it's almost built. Just some things I got to do to it, but so that was kind of nice. We got 2 listings we're putting on this week. By the end of the week here. Lane was going to do an open house this week. I'm like, no, let's not do that when it's 5 below zero. Nobody's
She
going
don't want to be in 2 degrees. Mhm.
We'll wait a week on that one. But
Yeah, I don't think you'd get too many people coming out for that one.
no, not at all. So, but I get the sense that things are, starting to turn. And I think I mentioned this maybe in this group. I noticed a month ago, and I sent this article out to a bunch of agents that I'm kind of reaching out to, and coming into my stuff. I saw this article, I think it was on Realtor.com or something, but there was 1 week where the interest rates went from 6.8 to 6.6. So 0.2 of a percentage point, which is like not much, next to nothing. But mortgage applications went up 6% that week. I think people are getting more and more accustomed to the fact that these are the rates and this is what it is. And let's go. We've been waiting on this for 6 months. Let's go ahead and do this, And so I think it's just becoming, I think people are getting more and more just used to the fact that this is normal and this is okay and we're going to be fine. And yeah, we've been sitting on this for a while. Let's go do it. Because prices of homes didn't go up as much last year as what they did those couple 2-3 years, which was crazy, but they still went up last year, on average. When you look at it. So, that's only going to continue. There's been some good stuff with Keeping Current Matters. If you subscribe to that, they're doing a really good job, I think, in terms of putting out stuff to get people again, here's the value of buying a home now. Here's the forecast for the next, 3 years. What could happen? And again, it's all, nobody has the crystal ball on any of it, but it's really good stuff to try and help get buyers and sellers off the fence. Just really good numbers, statistics, different things they've been putting out if you subscribe there. So, or if you don't, just I post it every day. I know on my business page, it posts automatically. And I do post some of them on my personal page, and you guys can always take those and use them however you want. Obviously, just whatever. Come to my page and save the image and copy the text and post it yourself, So.
Yeah, and Jeff, and on new builds, we were out shopping as well with a client, and we got quoted 5.8 and 5.8 on FHA and 5.5 on conventional, on $500,000 home. So, some of those, some of their of course, they own the mortgage company, you know, the builder does, but so they can do some things, but there's some good rates on new builds if you're.
Well, and that's the thing. Exactly that. I mean, like, I know one of our builders here, Richmond Homes, they're nationwide. I don't know if they're in your market, but like here, they're offering $60,000 worth of incentives if you use their lender, and part of that is buying the rate down. They got the rate down into the threes.
Yeah.
That's
You know
incredible.
what I mean? And so like I know the day that well, not with this. We had another couple that worked with Richmond Homes about 3 months ago, and we were there on a Sunday. And the lady we were working with, the sales rep that we were working with Richmond, we were the 6th contract she had written that day. While the rest of the market's just sitting here doing nothing, they were so busy, you know. So if you can figure out a way to market to people who might be looking for a new construction home, there's a market there. You know, there are some great incentives with some of these builders. You know,
So let's take that and if you are in an area, you know, several of y'all are in Colorado, so you've got one builder that's offering high five rates. You got another builder Jeff's talking about that $60,000 they're giving. You could buy your rate down with that 60K to possibly in the threes. So what I would do would be to take some of those builders and then I would shoot a video and I would say, look, you know, hey, I've got a list of builders that, you know, have some great incentives. I've got, you know, one that, you know, just did a contract. They were in the high fives on the rate. I got another builder who offered $60,000 to the buyers. And I would get 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 of those. I would do a video. And if you want to know more about those builders, reach out to me. Right. I mean, even if they're not out looking in new construction, you're going to pique buyers' interests about like, well, shoot, I wasn't really looking necessarily in new construction, but if I can get some deals like that, tell me more. So I would encourage each of you guys to jump on video. And if you absolutely are going to do video, at a bare minimum, I would make some kind of post to create some traffic. But, you know, I think video is, you know, we either get to get used to being on video, or probably get left behind, you know, in the space of social media. And so I'd encourage you just, you know, if you never shot a video, now would be a good time with content like that.
mm-hmm.
And no matter what area you're in,
Kathy,
like all your builders are offering great incentives, you know, or a lot of them are offering some incentives. So go find out what builders are offering some and do a post like that or a video rather.
Kathy, quick question on that. You were talking about the videos. Is it better to do, excuse me, like on Facebook or YouTube? I have a YouTube channel, but I've never put anything on it really. I obviously need to do that.
So I would for sure do it on Facebook if you're not already
Uh-huh.
active on YouTube. If you're going to be committed to start building your YouTube, I would start putting them on there too. Those are the kind of
Okay.
videos that are great on YouTube. But the thing with YouTube that we've learned with all the training, and we've got Andy coming in the end of the month, and he's going to talk more about YouTube. But the thing about YouTube is they don't like it when you start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. You know, you really hurt
Okay.
your channel more by doing that. So, you know, if you're going to be committed to doing a minimum, I would say, and again, Andy can talk more about this at the end of the month, but a minimum of one a week,
Okay. I
then
could handle one a week.
then I would
I
say
can't see
start
myself
building your
doing one a
channel
day,
and I would
but
post it there and I'd go live on Facebook.
okay.
When you're on Facebook, though, don't post the video in your Facebook post. You need to put a link
Yeah.
to it as the first comment, or Facebook doesn't like it.
Yeah.
The YouTube, you're talking about the YouTube video. Don't post that
Yes.
in there. Yeah.
Yep.
I would go live on Facebook because the lives are going to show better on the algorithms in Facebook. So I'd probably do 2 different ones. I might do a, you know, I don't know. So if you did a live, it captures it on Facebook. can you download that from Facebook and then create a YouTube from that recording?
Yeah.
You could.
So that's what I would do. I would go live on Facebook. I would capture the video, and then I would create a YouTube post from it.
Okay.
That's an Andy question though, because I don't know if YouTube would see that as that you've
That it wasn't
plagiarized
Facebook.
another video on another platform
Yeah,
or not.
that was
I don't
yours
know
on
if it's
Facebook,
got
yeah.
that built in, but
Or to be safe, you do a live and then you just shoot a still one that's a Facebook, that you're going to create into a YouTube. And then, you've got 2 different videos, one live you did, and then one that you're going to utilize for YouTube. And then, you're safe.
and don't forget, post it to your Google business page as well.
Yeah. As we're talking about.
Oh, I didn't know you could put videos there.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good point, Tim. Good reminder. So those are the things, guys, that I would say. I mean, here we are at the beginning of 2025. It's taken just ideas like that we're all getting together as we're learning these trainings, as we're collaborating like we are today. It's like, how can I take content from what I'm learning and create a post that's going to pique a buyer or a seller's interest? Right? Or how can I create a video that's going to pique a buyer or a seller's interest? So
Is there a way with all, and I don't mean to be taking advantage of a bad situation, but is there a nice way where I guess I could target to people in California, because a lot of them are permanently, homes are gone, land's gone, they were tight before, and Colorado is one of the places they're going to move to. At least based on previous, I mean, we've gotten a lot of people from California. California's ruining Colorado, but that's a whole nother issue. But so that when they get that insurance check or they're looking to move, I've looked up companies here in, Colorado that are maybe close to me or whatever. And I had it on my list to contact the HR, but I don't know, if there's like because I don't have any connections on my Facebook in California or anything. I didn't know if there was a way to even reach out to other realtors. Hey, I'll give you 30% if you send somebody here. I mean, I don't want to be that, like, you know what I'm saying, person, but if they got to move, they got to move. And
I got a dumb idea.
okay.
Go on homes.com, look for find an agent, find a city very close to the place that the tragedy is happening, and there's your agents.
Okay.
Call them.
But I mean, aren't they probably stressing out if they're going through it too? They might have lost their own home. I don't want to be that bad, person, but I would love to.
There's no way to sugarcoat commissions.
Okay.
So is there,
money, I guess.
Are there Facebook groups out there that are called something like Moving from California to Colorado, right? Are there some kind of groups that are already out there? Since you said there's a lot of people already moving there, even outside of this scenario. So maybe
I'll look it up. That's a great
idea. If there's groups, and if there's not, I would create one. But then you want to start putting some content of value in there as well for people who might be interested in moving from California to Colorado. Like, these are the price, this is kind of what you can get for X dollars in the Denver area. This is what you can get in the Colorado Springs area, right? Start, the video we just talked about with your builder incentives. So just putting some things in value in there and really start becoming known as that realtor who helps California people move into Colorado.
Great idea, Kathy. I just did in my ChatGPT and I got 5. It was California moving to Arizona. I got 5 of them. So great idea.
5 groups.
Yeah, 5 for me, for California to Arizona.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So join those groups, and then start adding some content. I mean, whoever created them, is probably a realtor or a lender or something.
I would just personally be really sensitive to that
Oh,
as far as
100%.
how you market that, because you're an ambulance chaser is what it's going to come
Yeah.
across if you don't do it right.
That's why I
That's
would just
what I
give
did
Or
with
on the
content.
billboards of the lawyers looking
Yep.
for my clients have $1 million because they got a hit with a fender. I mean, all that kind of stuff. There's nothing wrong with finding those people. They need help if they're looking to move, for sure.
That's why I would
I
give
would
them
really just
value.
seek a lot of wisdom there as far as how
Yeah.
you
Uh,
do that.
I just didn't know where to put that value. So thank you,
Yeah.
Kathy,
Yeah, you're
It's
welcome.
good.
and everybody.
Hey,
I wanted to mention.
just know from an insurance background, being licensed, a big majority of those people before they can even, there's clauses in their insurance that are going to make them rebuild. Just they're not going to be able to just walk away with checks. So that's a whole
Yeah.
another thing
Yeah.
too. So
What if
just
there, I mean, like there's no place to rebuild. And I mean, the land's ruined and, the whole bit. I mean, I had a friend whose house like got destroyed by a hurricane. And I mean, it took a while, but she finally got the money to go buy something else because her place was unlivable.
just depends upon the state, but even the Colorado wildfires we had, they made them rebuild. Depending on the insurance company, you're not getting a check. They're going to make you rebuild. On that property.
Yeah.
So just
That's crappy insurance.
yeah. Well,
Does it
yeah.
mean their place of employment could be gone too and
Oh yeah.
everything?
Well, that's a whole nother thing. I'm just saying, but that's how the insurance company works, and
Well, some of those poor people didn't even have insurance because they'd gotten
well,
canceled.
Right.
And
there
then
is that too.
yeah, there's such a
It's a
nightmare.
disaster.
It's such a nightmare.
Yeah, because California and Colorado even implemented a new insurance program this year, first of the year, kind of like just like California, they have state insurance now because there's certain mountain properties you couldn't even write insurance policies on. So if you're selling properties in the mountains here, you better be well aware if you can. I mean, they're grandfathered, but if they change hands, I ran into a situation we couldn't get insurance on a property up there in order to close on it. So it's a challenge. So you got to be aware of it.
Yeah.
Good
thoughts.
One thing I wanted to hit, just Kathy, you had mentioned this too, for people like, take this stuff that you learn or ideas that pop into your head with these Tuesday trainings and even this year on Wednesdays, and how can I put it into some actions? We've talked a lot over the last year, 2 years even, with video and YouTube, and Andy's going to come in, a week from Tuesday.
Yep.
With what he's doing with YouTube. Again, he's the master out of our group with YouTube, so you don't want to miss that for sure.
Yeah.
I do want to show you guys one thing here real quick. This couple that I met at a conference, they're EXP agents, and some of us know them here. Let me share my screen. James and Maris. I just want to show you guys this because, can you guys see that? Yeah. James and Maris, they're a young couple out of California. They moved to Fresno from Portland, Oregon, and brand new agents in a brand new market. Now they did get set up with funnels, so there's more to this, but I just want to show you, I think some of us, we can get so hung up on our YouTube page, whatever, our YouTube channel, and you want it to look great, you want it to be professional, and Andy's going to come in and Andy has mastered it. So I'm not, I can't wait for that training. But I do want you to see some of this just as far as a place to even start. These guys come in and brand new agents, brand new market. Now, with the help of a funnel and getting leads coming in there, they did $409,000 in their first year in commissions. But if the thing that I like about watching their YouTube videos, there's no fancy graphics, there's no music, they just went out and did it, and you can see their videos 9 minutes, 13 minutes, and they're focused on new construction. And they literally are just walking through the house. There's some of these, he's in his shorts and tennis shoes, and she's following along behind with the iPhone camera, and you can see her shadow in the foreground as she's following him around the house, and he's just talking about the house. It's simple, but you look at it, again, go back 2 years ago, 3 years ago, maybe, like they're brand new, nothing. And now they've got 2,000 subscribers. They got 1,000 videos, and, they're just crushing it out there, and primarily doing new construction. I'm just making the point, like, don't hold back on putting content out there. You'll grow and get better at it. And Andy can help you make it look so much better and professionalize it, and SEO and all that kind of stuff that we're going to talk about. But like, these guys have just plugged in, and they're just going on these, going out to these new homes and doing tours and walkthroughs through the new homes, and sometimes you got the sales rep leading them through the new home, and just all that kind of stuff. That's what they're doing. And you can look them up. If you do a search, James and Mariz, Mariz Real Estate, I can just put their link right here if you want. Didn't think about that, but it's just something to look at if you've not got a channel or haven't done anything. You're holding back and feeling like I don't know how. I need an editor. I need music. I need all this kind of stuff. Like, you don't to get started. You could add all that in later, but I don't know. Any thoughts on that, Tim? Because I know you're big with Andy and working with the stuff you guys are doing a great job, and I'm excited for what he's going to do and what he has done. But I think for people just trying to get something going, like, would you agree with that? Like, here's a place to at least start,
Absolutely.
Totally.
I mean, the thing Andy preaches all the time is, you put a video out there and it's seen 4,000 times. That's called evergreen. It'll stay out there on the channel forever.
Mm-hmm.
So 4,000 becomes 8,000, 16,000, 20,000 over time. Those are 20,000 views you've gotten. That's like making 20,000 cold calls, only it's doing it 24/7 while you sleep. And all you're doing, really, I don't want to say all, I don't want to minimize it, but basically you're just educating the consumer about your market.
Yep.
And the people that like you will start to trust you. They'll get to know you through video, and they call you when they're ready to list or ready to go buy. So you're not doing any outbound prospecting whatsoever. You're just waiting for somebody to pop up in your schedule, because they always say, shoot us a text, send us an email, or schedule in our calendar using the link below. And they wake up in the morning, somebody's in their calendar at 10 o'clock to 10:30. It's a new client. They want to buy $800,000 condo on the ocean.
That would be
Happens all the
nice.
time. Sorry?
I just said that would be really nice to wake up to something like that.
Well, that's their business. It took them
That's
4 months for the phone to ring. It took 7 months until they closed their very first deal. But today they have over $75 million in sales in the pipeline.
Andy.
And that's 2 years.
Yeah.
The thing about it is, we're talking about, people leaving California. If you tie the title of your YouTube channel to something about Colorado living, or buying in Colorado, or whatever, get creative so it differentiates you, but tie it to Colorado, people in California will go to YouTube and be searching, and they'll see your channel and reach out to you.
Yeah.
And
Thank
you don't
you.
have to be different. On your point, Stephen, you said,
right.
make it a little, you don't have to be different. You can
That's
have a
right.
channel with the exact same name and just put better videos on it.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's going to SEO, and people are going to find you that are finding the other channel. So you can literally copy some things like that. Your videos have to be original, but if it's working for another agent in your market, it will work for you. So rip it off and duplicate it.
Yeah.
And people, resonate with different people, right? So, Tim and I and Jeff could do 3 different videos, but somebody's going to register with my Southern accent versus their hillbilly accent. So, no.
You're prettier than we are, so there's that.
But, but people resonate with different people, right? And I don't know if you caught what Jeff said in the beginning with that young couple, James and Mariz. They were brand new agents.
Brand new.
And they had moved to a brand new market, had no sphere at all. And they started doing the YouTubes. And like you said, they had some funnels behind it in addition to. But
you could do that
Their
without having a funnel. You could be posting videos like that on your Facebook.
Oh,
You could be
100%.
sending videos out. You do have people that It might be 30 people in your sphere. It might be 100 people in your sphere. But you could be sending that out. Hey, send this to anybody you know who might be looking to move, or any of your friends or coworkers or neighbors, anybody looking for a new build. Send them this video. I'm your guy. But just put it out there. What you could email once a week, something, content like that, along with other stuff we've learned from like Nick Krim, all that kind of stuff. And you can engage your sphere. But with this kind of stuff here, it's just an idea, because the new construction, I'm just thinking the new construction, because it is a hot market right now, and it's still very, very active, and they can still get the rates down into the threes.
Yep. They can
I
still
would
get the low
think-
rate. But one last thing I want to say about them, those guys did over $400,000 in gross commission their first year doing that. So even if you look, we're in January, y'all. If y'all started today and you just went out to some new constructions and started shooting video, Suzanne, what we're talking about, get a page, just hold a piece of paper up at a builder. It don't even have to be the paper that's got all the incentives on it. Hold a piece of paper up, hey guys, I'm, out in Nashville, Tennessee, or a suburb of whatever. I'm out here today. We're at XYZ neighborhood. Let me give you a quick tour of the house. Like, I've got a list here in my hand of all the builders offering incentives in this area. Reach out if you want it. Click the link below. Here's my link, whatever you want to put in there. But get out there and do these videos, and again, he's the master, he's going to teach, but really they say to do, when you're starting your channel off, to do, Tim, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's a minimum of 2 a week. To get your channel going. And again, what I've learned is what will kill your channel faster than anything is if you start rolling along and then you quit, or you start going 1 every 3 weeks or 1 every 4 weeks. And so commit half a day a week, go out and shoot some, a couple of videos, post them, 2 different times during the week. And I mean, shoot, $409,000 for that one couple. Like, even if you just made 6 figures this year from YouTube, no advertising expense at all, that is, that'd be pretty good for most agents.
Something you just said, Kathy, too. I mean, everybody could do this. Like, even like, take a day, take 2 days, call a lot of the builders around your area. Just call them. And let them know, hey, I'm getting ready to market to a lot of my clients in Sphere and doing some different things for all new construction home. Tell me what your incentives are right now. What do you have in place? You call Richmond Homes, you call Lennar, just make those calls and just jot them down. Well, we're offering $60,000, with this, and we're doing the landscaping.
Yep.
And just put it in a document, and then do a quick video like, hey, if you're looking at all right now, new construction, you need this list right here. You need this. I can send you this, all the incentives that every builder in town is offering right now. Some are offering $60,000, can get the rates into the threes. Some are offering, I've got the list here. Let me know, type yes in the comments, whatever, and I'll send you this list, whatever, and see what the new construction, all the builders are doing right now. I mean, you could take a day or 2 days and just make those calls and just put together a quick Word document, put a couple pictures on it or PDF, make it whatever you want to do. And you can put that and just literally get everybody's email or phone number and send that out to people and start building up that database of people.
Well, and quite honestly, you can just take a sheet of paper with writing on it, because you're not going to have it up there where they can read it. So I wouldn't even go
but something to actually, but you do want to send them whatever you say you're going to send them.
Oh yeah,
You want to have something.
Oh yeah,
But again, now you're in conversation with them as far as, hey, are you guys looking to do something, or do you know somebody who is, or how can I help you guys? Whatever. There's just ways to work that.
Yeah.
And then if you combine that with the YouTube videos and different things, you can become like the new build. That's what that couple did. They became like the new build experts there, and they're just crushing it out there with new construction.
To take that a step
Question
further,
on that though.
Hold on a second. Go ahead.
Sorry.
Hold on, Suzanne. Hold on. Go ahead.
Nick
on,
posted something, and then I saw the same thing, or I was thinking the same thing about, a lot of builders are not agent friendly. So why would I want to send them directly to the builder? Is there, a way I can send them a list without, quote, sending them away, so to
Or
speak?
don't use that builder. Just keep that builder.
When I'm making the calls, I'd find out if they're buyer or agent friendly. They wouldn't be on my list if they're not.
You're not telling them what builder that is. Hey, here's a great home. You don't have to give the address. here's a fantastic home from one of our beautiful builders here in, Colorado Springs, and you go through to find out more about this information or the incentives that are provided, please reach out to me. I'm excited to talk to you.
Or
Thank you, Mike.
and even have it in price ranges. Hey, I've got a list of builders that in Colorado Springs. That I don't know what y'all's normal market, 400 to 500,000. I've got several builders here. I've got this is some of their incentives, and I would just list some incentives and just very generic, kind of like Mike was saying, but maybe have it even broken down by price points with the generic information. So then, they're like, hey, I want to know about that builder that has homes in the 400 to 500,000 that's offering a 5.5% rate, right?
Thank you.
Couple add-on points to your point, Jeff. When you call those builders, I would have them email you their rate sheet or whatever they call it, so you have a hard copy on their letterhead. And you're going to want to summarize all that information into whatever document you're sending your buyers, and you can leave the builder's name off at that point. But I would then also ask to schedule a walkthrough with that builder that's going to send you that information on that same phone call, and put it in your calendar where you go, every 2 hours on Friday, you're shooting a different neighborhood, all of its amenities, the parks, the pools, the golf court, whatever it's got, and then tour the model. And then remember, when you're videoing, your videos need to be evergreen. They need to last forever. So don't make them real specific about today. You can say, as of this recording, this builder is offering an incentive of X. But don't make it too time specific, because that video is not going to be valid in 2 years when the rates are 8 instead of 5. But try to bundle all that. And, the more you do about new construction, your videos also need to include, even if you're doing new construction, you need an agent on your side. And here's why. Do a video on that. The unfriendly builders, I don't have a single builder in my community that won't pay a commission.
Yeah.
I think when you come right down to it and you call them and ask, and here's what I would do on that problem. I think Suzanne was raising that concern. Once you've gotten a whole bunch of prospects that asks for your list, I would turn right back around and register my prospects with those builders, all of them. Sure. You don't know. They might walk in the model the next Sunday, buy something, and because your name was tied to them, you're going to get a commission you didn't even know was coming.
Yeah.
Even if you don't have a buyer's agreement?
Usually
with the builder, because they're not subject to the same rules we are.
All right.
Okay, thank
That's
you.
a seller paying a commission directly to our brokerage. But obviously you want to try to get a buyer's agreement. And the reason you need to pick me is because I know all these builders. I've been in all of these houses. I know which ones are a little bit better than others, and they'll help you maneuver through that during the construction phase. It's easy to get a client on a new build, and they have my commission built in anyway. So why would you not want representation? If you were getting a divorce, would you go to your spouse's attorney to represent you? Hell no. That's what buying a house from a seller is like, and using the seller's agent. You don't ever want to do that. That's an easy sale.
Hey guys, I do have a question for anybody that has sold a new build this year. If you call them, are they telling you what they're going to pay?
Yeah.
Yes.
We called the other day, and they
mine do
we
too.
called a couple with that couple that we're working with. We called a couple of the builders that they were
The
interested.
builders do.
They told us right
Yeah.
on the phone what
Yeah.
Because they have built it in.
Yep.
But as a listing specialist, I would never answer that question. If you call me and say, Tim, how much is your seller offering, or are they offering anything? I'm not answering that question. I'm telling them, yes, my seller will consider it. Please write it in your offer.
Right.
Because I don't want to say my seller's going to pay 3% if all you're going to ask for is 2.5. Why piss away, lack of better words, a 0.5% commission? I'm not doing my seller a service if I tell them what they're willing to pay. Unless they tell me they want me to tell them, then I'll follow their lawful instruction.
Yeah.
You need to be silent on that. Say, absolutely. I've discussed it with them when we listed the property. They are willing to consider a commission. Please write it in your offer. That's all you got to do.
Let me show you guys this real quick. I posted it in the chat here, but I've got an ad running right now that, I get their information. It's a Facebook ad. So it takes them through a Facebook lead form where they put in, the time frame, when they're looking to buy, their name and that kind of stuff. And then, hey, thank you so much. And then here's the list of homes, and it's for all the new construction homes right now. It takes them to this page, and I put the link down in the chat because you could do this in your market, whatever. And I've got it linked to builder promotions. So you can see right here, there's 257 homes that come up here. But any one of these, here's a way, number one, to start calling some people, some of the builders in your market, to find out what the incentives are. But you could take a page like this. Okay, it's just got all different price ranges, different builders, Covington Homes, David Weekley Homes, Richmond Homes, it's all these different builders, right? You could take something like this. Okay, so you're giving them some information, here's some homes, whatever, but you could put it behind a landing page, that doesn't cost you anything, and just post that landing page, email the landing page. And if you haven't done that yet, we can find it here, and I can put it in the chat as well. On our EXP Freedom Team YouTube channel and in Workplace, under the Learning tab, we had a lady from KV Core come in. Kathy, maybe you could find that training where she did about landing pages. It's probably been eight months ago or so.
Yeah.
We brought her in because you could go into KV Core, and if you go right here to Lead Engine, build a landing page, you can, and if you click, every one of these is clickable. You could click on any of these and change this however you want, and you can change the picture in the background, and right up here, lead generation. And you could, this right here, this button can take them wherever you want to take them. Whatever URL you put in there is where that will take them, but you can capture their email for sure. And you can capture their cell phone if you want to. It's optional. You could do it or not do it. Test it. See what you get more response from. But you could put this in front of that page, where they get all the new construction homes. But you're capturing the lead by doing that. You don't want to just give away all the new construction homes. I could take that link right there and just post that on Facebook. But that does me no good whatsoever. But I can get the lead if I put it behind a landing page. Right? And so now anybody does that, now they can get, and you could word this to where you have to click. If you're looking at anything new construction, here's some of the incentives, and I can get you the list of all the incentives and blah, blah, blah. Get your list now of the new construction homes. It's fine to give them the list once they click here, but you want to capture their information first. So now you got a way to call them back and text them and start working that lead, because it'll dump that lead into your KV Core back office. Okay. So the URL you would put there would be this URL, which takes them right here. But you captured the lead in the process. And combine that with everything we've been talking about, your YouTube channel, the videos of these kind of things that you're going to build. And you might have 2 videos on there. Who cares? Just start building that up. Have a thing on there. The incentive page. Different things like that. You could do that. And again, none of this costs you a penny. The landing pages, you could build 1,000 landing pages in KV Core. Once you build it, it's built, it's done, and it saves it, it stores it in there. And you can repost it and repost it and repost it and rework it and post it again. There's all kinds of things you can do with those landing pages. Okay, so we had a training, and we'll find that. Are you able to find that, Kathy? I could look in there and find
I'm looking. Yep, I'm looking. Hold on.
Post it in here if you want to go back and watch. She walked through step by step how to build a landing page, and all that. She's got hundreds of them. She's an EXP.
Here, I just found it.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. That will be very helpful.
Really good. But you could email that landing page. You could post that landing page. You could share with people. There's so many things you could do with that page, to capture a lead, and then give them what they're wanting. But now you've got that lead now part of your back office, part of your CRM, part of your sphere. So anyway,
I just put it in the chat.
yeah.
Jeff, what are your thoughts on this topic relative to what somebody else raised as a concern about, you're giving out the builder information on that after you've captured their name, and then that buyer goes straight to that builder's model that weekend and you don't know anything about it?
True. I mean, I would, again, maybe to test it, I know that's like right now I'm running an ad right now. And again, I'm using the funnel. I've got the new construction funnel up and running right now just to see what it's doing. It's been working. We've been getting 3 or 4 leads a day coming in off of that. I'm paying $20 a day for those Facebook ads right now. That's the page that they're going to. So right now it's working. And I'm capturing their phone number, their name, their email, all that stuff, you know. They're now in a drip campaign in there, and then I've left messages for a couple of them I haven't called yet, but just we're seeing what we can get with it. Yeah, it's a thought. I don't know, to test that maybe, or I don't know, or
This is probably a
take them to a different page. I'm just, you know, you could actually, you know, here, well, you could also do a search. You could tie that to a search you could do a search in KV Core, and put the year built in there as 2024, or, you know, or 2024 is probably what I would do.
Yeah, or age 0.
Yeah. And you could have it lead to that page. You know, you want to give them some properties, you know, something, because that's what they're looking for. But I just want to capture their info.
Yeah.
So there's probably multiple ways to. You could even do it behind that. You know, it could be that incentive page that you come up with. That could be a landing page in itself to get them that, you know, and then you're getting them the homes.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe blur out the builder name on the video, and what the list you send them is, you know, this area of town, we've got price ranges from this to this, and the incentives are this with several particular builders. But I would have that conversation with the builder when you go to their model and they give you a tour and you video and say, listen, here's what's going to happen. You know, I don't want to do all this marketing for you and not get paid. So what can we do? Can you say, mention this video and get an extra $500 toward your closing cost? And then, you know, that came from me. And do we have an agreement that anybody that says that is my client? You know, have those kinds of conversations, I think would help. And, you know, you'll have people that screw you, but you'll have a lot of people that honor their word too, I think.
Sure.
So,
and the one thing I'd even offer to do myself would be like, I'll pay you $500 at closing. You know, I mean, there's something in there. Like I gladly give up $500 of my commission to get a 3% commission on a $600,000 home. Like there's ways to even think about that too, in terms of just like, you know, even some videos on why they need to be represented.
Like Tim had mentioned,
stuff like that to teach people, you know, and I know, and we had a training on that as well, Kathy, back there. You know, the guy that came in and did the whole new build, why you need to use a realtor for a new build. Yep. You know, that'd be another good one to go back and watch, you know, to think about this, because you could create content out of that of why people need to be represented when they're going to a builder.
So Jeff, why don't we
right now not doing that?
I got to run, everybody. Thank you.
Hi, Tim. Thank you, Jeff. Why don't you share real quick the screen and then show them the Freedom Team YouTube channel where they can find these videos. So like they can just key in KV Core, which is, I posted that one, but they could key in
I mean, there's several, again, you can
new construction.
But the thing I like to teach people is, I mean, again, to go into workplace, you know, because I'm trying to get people to use workplace more.
Our workplace, you
know, because we're posting in there all the time, and there's people that just don't even know that it exists, you know. But if you go in here into our Freedom Team group, and you can pin groups over here, guys, the ones you know, you can join as many groups as you want, and you can pin some over here that you go to frequently. So you can see I've got, you know, different ones in here, our state group, local group, but Freedom Team right here. And then you click on learning. Okay. And then from here, it takes a minute to load. You're going to click on, there's 3 guides in here. One of the guides is this get more transactions. These are our Tuesday masterminds right here. And there's a whole list of them here. And so you just want to scroll down this list and you can find whatever video you're looking for. And the one I'm thinking about right now, you remember which one that was, Kathy? It was, I'll go back here because he talked about.
Can you key in the search where it says search group?
Right here. Never go into a new home sales office without a realtor. So if you click on that, now it's going to take you to the detailed description of it. This takes a second. Once you click on this, it takes you to the YouTube video, which is on our EXP Freedom Team YouTube channel. So they all kind of work together, okay? You can certainly just go to YouTube and type in EXP Freedom Team, and you'll find our channel. And all these videos are there. Now, the videos you will not see there are the agent attraction recordings from Mondays. Those are unlisted, so the public doesn't see them, or other realtors outside of EXP doesn't see them. But you will find those in this guide down here, the attraction training recordings. They're all here as well.
On the Freedom Team, yep.
Yeah. So,
under learning, guys, so under that learning tab.
Zoom, it just takes longer. So
yeah, it's taking a minute.
Yeah, but it will pop up here in a second, but it'll take you to that channel. That might be one to watch. That one, along with the landing pages. There's a lot you could do with what we just talked about. This is like a Tuesday training right here.
Yes.
So here it is. And if you click on that, and here's where it goes, it takes you right to that video. You know, this guy he's an EXP realtor, but he worked new construction. He was a new construction rep for, I forget how many years, you know. Now he's a regular agent like all of us. And he talked about, that's his specialty. So this is a really good video. Now, if you click right, you can click right here, like on this EXP Freedom Team, it'll take you to our channel as well. But you can search it and find it. But all of our videos are posted in here, other than you will not see the attraction training recordings because they're unlisted. So right now I'm in the public view of that. Okay. So there's the AI playlist. You know, here's, you know, we just got them categorized into different playlists as well. So I share this page a lot of times, right? You know, with people that I'm reaching out to show them EXP. Like, look, here's what you're going to get if you come over here. You know, I invite them to some of our Tuesday trainings, but then I also, you know, I'll share different videos in here. You know, here's the one from yesterday. 8 secrets to close every listing appointment. So anyway, is that helpful at all? Hopefully.
Yep.
So cool.
All right. Thank you, guys. Somebody, y'all go out and shoot some video.
All those builders.
Thank you.
Create a
Before it
landing
used to be
page.
2 degrees
You
in
know?
Colorado.
Create a landing page and get some names and numbers of people that, because like, here's this
That
couple that
too.
just called us. You know, it's the first week of January, and they're out there looking
That's
at
right.
new construction homes. I mean, so those, and the one we just did, but that one closed in November, and they were cash buyers. And it was a quick close, like 2 weeks. So, and I'm telling you, that day that we were there, it was in November, and that day that we were there, we were the 6th contract our rep had wrote that day.
That's
You know,
crazy.
that is a busy market right now.
Yeah.
So there's business there, and there's ways to search it and capture some of those leads of people who are looking for that business or looking for those new construction homes. So, and those are pretty easy deals. I like working those. You know, I mean, it's just the builder
Yeah.
does everything. You just got to be in there
Yes.
to represent them, and you're meeting over there for some walkthroughs and that kind of stuff. But you go get paid just like you were anything else. Yeah. So anyway. Some of them might be 6 months on a build time, but some of them, like the last 2 we've done, one of them, the home was already done. It was a 2-week close. This one here, it's still, it's 90% done. They just got the finishing touches to do, and they're closing in March. So anyway, all right, cool. We'll wrap it up. Thanks, everybody. Okay.
Y'all have a great day.
All right, Kathy, can you jump on with me real quick?
Yep. Will do.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. We'll see.
Bye, y'all.